Maayong gabi, mga pinalangga namong tigpaminaw. Welcome to another thoughtful evening here on Paglantaw sa Kagabion. A platform for sober reflection and meaningful public discourse. Tonight's topic, Mr. Strong Opinions, but let us approach it not with anger nor allegiance, but with clarity, fairness, and wisdom. But before this, I'd like to shout out Bernadette Martinez Tanduyan of Seattle, United States of America, and Mr. Johnny D. Samonte. Recently, news broke that Senator Risa Hontiveros filed a cyber libel complaint against several vloggers and bloggers, including public figure Tio Moreno. The issue stems from online commentaries based on testimonies shared during the Senate hearing. This development raises important questions. Where do we draw the line between free speech and libel? Is it suppression or is it protection of one's reputation? Let us examine the issue from multiple angles, guided by democratic principles, our Constitution, and moral discernment. The 1987 Philippine Constitution, Article 3, Section 4 states, "No law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech, of expression, or of the press." Freedom of expression is one of the pillars of a democratic society. It gives ordinary citizens the right to speak up, to ask questions, and to express opinions, even against powerful figures. Apan kauban sa kagawasan ang responsibilidad. The freedom to speak does not absolve anyone from accountability, especially when words cause undue harm, contain malicious intent, or spread misinformation. So where is the line? This is what the cyber libel law attempts to define. Republic Act number 10175 or the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012 penalizes online libel, that is malicious imputations made via digital platform. Libel as defined under the Revised Penal Code Article 353 involves an imputation of a discreditable act or condition made publicly with malicious intent, directed at a person or entity identifiable by the statement. The law protects both the right to free speech and the right to honor and reputation. Hence, the balance must be struck carefully. Ang balao dili lang nagapanalipod sa kagawasan sa pagsulti, kundi nagapanalipod usab sa dungog sa matag tao. One of the key issues in this case is that the statements under scrutiny were reportedly based on testimonies during a public Senate hearing. Such hearings are part of the public domain, often broadcasted live and recorded for transparency. As a result, the public generally has the right to observe, discuss, and form opinions about them. However, context matters. Quoting a testimony accurately is different from adding interpretation of accusation. What might be a commentary to one may appear as malicious distortion to another. Hence, clarity, tone, and intent become crucial. Some sectors view the senator's legal action as an attempt to suppress dissent or silence critics. Others see it as her existing or exercising her right to defend herself against damaging accusations. Let's consider both views. From the side of free speech advocates, they argue that the digital world must remain a place where opinions, even unpopular ones, can be shared. They warn of a chilling effect if legal action is used too broadly. From the legal protection side, they stress that with the rise of social media influencers and alternative news channels, misinformation can spread easily and quickly. For public figures, especially women in politics, malicious attacks can have real consequences. Dili tanan nga muuyon nimo kontra nimo. Dili pud tanan nga mo kontra, dautan ang tumong. Ang importante, matinud-anon o patas ang atong pakighisgot or pakigkukabildo. With great rights comes great responsibility. Bloggers, vloggers, and influencers now hold real influence over public opinion. When commenting on political matters, especially those involving reputations, accuracy and fairness are non-negotiable. Likewise, public officials are expected to uphold transparency and accept criticism as part of public service. Filing charges is a right, but it should not be used carelessly. If done hastily, it risks being seen as a form of legal intimidation. Both sides must hold themselves to high standards, because the strength of a democracy depends not only on laws, but on mutual respect and discernment. The book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 13 says, "To answer before listening, that is folly and shame." Let us be careful not to judge too quickly. The courts exist for a reason: to discern truth, weigh evidence, and deliver justice. But even outside the courtroom, we as a society are called to exercise our own judgment, based not on partisanship, but on principles. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. Test everything, hold fast to what is good. Let us test both the claims and the defenses. Let us seek not to win arguments, but to discover truth. This episode invites us to reflect. Are we building a society where truth and civility thrive, or one where division, accusation, and fair rule the day? We are not here to condemn anyone. We are here to understand, to ask questions, to listen, and to speak wisely. Let us uphold our freedoms, but also our responsibilities. Let us protect reputations, but also the right to dissent. Let us build a democracy that listens before it reacts and discerns before it judges. This has been Panglantaw sa Kagabhion, diin ang kahayag sa kamatuoran mo dan agbisan pa sa kangit-ngit. Kini inyong higala, alagad ug igsoon, Jeremias Labaho Tubigon, sa makausap pa maingon. Sa atong pagpangandoy ug matarong nga katilingban, ang kamatuoran gayud ang atong suga. Ug sa kangit-ngit sa kasaysayan, ang tinud-anay nga pamunuan, ang labing hayag nga paglaom. Daghang kayong salamat sa inyong pagtanaw ug pagpaminaw, ug ang Dios magapanalangin kanatong tanan ug maayong gabi.